to Jake Jackets. Gear up to fire the cannon and hit the ice with your host, Jay Ashdown and Jake Gehringer.
Not wearing the glasses today?
No glasses today. Nope.
The real question is it a Bones Day? Because I didn't check.
The Bones Twitter account isn't updating things. They're taking a break. Alex or whatever her name is taking a break from it. So it's just, you got to check the TikToks, I guess.
Okay, fine. Let me go to TikTok, the app that I never use.
The app that you never use. Well, okay. So we got to breeze through this. We're only doing like an hour show because it's late.
It's late.
There's really not a lot
There's really nothing going on. It's more so talking about concepts of what's going on, which is essentially nothing is going on. And why is nothing going on? Because COVID.
There is one NHL game being played.
Yeah, Tampa Bay, right?
Tampa, Montreal. Braden Point already has 2 goals in his first game back.
Oh, but Montreal. Who the hell is Raphael Harvey Pinard?
Just a call up. Like,
who is that?
First game, first goal. Good on you, kid.
Who's a 7th round pick in 2019.
How about that?
Yo.
Dude, they're digging deep this year.
That's insane.
Good on you, Raphael. But yeah, so
good for him, I guess. I mean,
we haven't had a game, and we won't have another game. We didn't have a game tonight. We were supposed to play Chicago tonight. The game on the
yes. Oh yeah, did go because it was yesterday that I was supposed to go, and that was against the Maple Leafs, and I didn't get to go because of COVID, which sucks, and I'm sad.
A lot of Nashville guys, they're supposed to host Nashville. Are coming off, but then the other like half of the team went back onto protocols, like guys like Yossi and all of that.
Yossi, ever heard of him? Pretty all right player.
Pretty okay. But who knows? They might play, they might not. They might just go ahead and postpone through the new year, which honestly, that would probably be a good move still at this rate. No Kepi keeper because there's no games.
Oh, you know what? I disagree. I have a Kepi keeper.
Oh, you want to do a Kepi? Okay.
I do. Holy shit. Did you see the shot that Kent Johnson just had about a half an hour ago?
Then we'll do we'll do a double Kepi on Kent.
His first ever Kepi, not even a part of the Blue Jackets yet. Good Lord. He is going to be disgusting.
Oh my God, he's gonna be nuts. Him and Svozil, and we can get to both.
Oh my God, that one too. Whoa, did not see that one coming.
We can talk about those guys a little bit later.
Yeah.
But yeah, literally, like, I mean, the Flames are back at practice after having 98% of their organization in protocols. Like, the only guy that wasn't was Matt Tkachuk.
That's. I don't know why that's hilarious.
I don't know either, but it's so funny to me.
Because it's like, if you're going to have 98% of the roster out, I always just assume that the 2% that isn't out are always the guys who are like totally irrelevant and like do not matter at all. Like, 98% of the roster's out. Who's still clear? Eric Goodbranson. He's good to go.
Yeah.
It's always the guys where you're just like, thanks. Glad he's available.
Right. And no, it was Matt Tkachuk, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, no, it's like, oh, okay, that's all right, I guess. I mean, he's a really good player.
So yeah, Omicron is just wiping everybody out.
Yeah.
Like, and we kind of just have to ride the wave with this at this rate,
yeah.
right?
You know who it hasn't gotten though? Your boy. At least I don't think.
I'm
I
okay.
have I have yet to test positive for COVID,
I have yet to test positive as well,
which we love to see.
which I mean, I won't go into that. It's a whole unholy mess.
It's a whole can of worms.
Whole
Let's keep the lid on it for
yeah,
the podcast,
a
but
whole personal thing. Um, but yeah, it's going through the entire league. There's no way in hell that we can do anything except for ride this out and pray that these enhanced protocols, which Brad Marchand called out.
yeah, I honestly love that from him. Really, just going straight for the jugular. I mean, the league
That's
doesn't really
Marshy.
like him anyway, so he's just
That's
like, yeah,
Marshy. That's
whatever.
just
Like,
how he is. Yeah.
yeah,
But it's like, okay, so the whole new protocols that they should have put in place weeks ago, let's be frank. They should have done
yeah,
this from the beginning.
mm-hmm.
Um, they have like a bunch of enhanced protocols, including uh even the shorter isolation, which doesn't you see the
Yeah,
tipping of the scales there with that. Um, but they're working currently with the PA to have asymptomatic negative testing players still go and play,
mm-hmm.
which is something that the NBA is doing, right?
Yeah, and I'm trying to find this real quick for you, because the NFL just came out with. So they're following the NFL is not going to follow CDC guidelines, so they're going to cut their isolation period to 5 days rather than the 10 that they had been going by.
Well, now the CDC is saying 5.
Yeah, so I think that's significant, the fact that the NFL is going to be doing that. I wonder how that affects the NHL going forward
Mm-hmm.
as it pertains to how they go about these cases.
Well, again, the only
Because I mean, it's hit so much of the league. I can't imagine that they wouldn't want to shorten the period,
it's
especially since all the guys have come forward and been like, "It's really not affecting us." Like
it's a weaker variant of this.
it's a very
Yeah,
weak variant of it. Guys are talking about like how it's basically like it's basically like a cold more than anything.
yeah, it's
So
a small cold at this rate with this one.
yeah,
Um,
so I understand why the league is going about it the way that they are,
mhm.
um, but it definitely would behoove them, especially from the business aspect of it, to
Oh,
shorten that
absolutely.
period.
Yeah. Um, but that also means like all these postponements that are still going on
Hmm.
need to be squeezed in somewhere, right? And
Yeah,
I don't want to transition into that just yet because one more thing that they're trying to do, um, they brought back taxi squads, which
that was
they should have done that
honestly,
a while
yeah.
ago.
You and I had talked about this before that they hadn't been doing this from the beginning, and that was honestly surprising. I
Mhm.
honestly wouldn't mind them potentially doing it for seasons without COVID in
For a
general.
permanent thing, wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, I feel like that would be
As
better,
long
to be
as it's
honest.
like, yeah, because what they're saying is as long as the cap hit on these taxi players' contracts are like less than 1 million.
Yeah, it's usually your two-way deals and stuff like that.
Yeah, your league min deals, and
Yeah, I
so
don't think
it's
there should be an issue with that.
no, like didn't I know I believe Marchand said it in his statement how they were like, okay, so they're making temporary addendums to the
Yeah,
CBA for this.
yes, he mentioned that, and he was just like, that's like what are we doing here?
Yeah,
Like why wasn't this done from the beginning? And it's the
exactly.
complaint of a lot of people, and it just kind of goes into what we talk about all the time on this show, which is the incompetence of Gary Bettman in the National Hockey League. You're seeing it on full display.
Oh yeah.
It's yeah, it's frustrating that they didn't do this sooner, because now not only are they making this adjustment halfway through the season, which
Hmm.
is kind of strange because it's not a part of the collective bargaining agreement, which was agreed by obviously by the players and everybody.
Hmm.
Like So you're adjusting this halfway through the season, which, like, thank you for finally doing it, but you should have.
It's about damn time, right? Yeah, but it's like, yeah,
like, even when this league does something right, they're doing it wrong.
Exactly.
It's just I'm tired of it more than anything.
Same here. And it's, we said it in the Discord once a while back, and I believe it was Robert. Shout out to Robert Malloy, the SDPN community manager. Again, we're not affiliated with SDPN or anything. We just love the people in the community.
Yeah.
And shout out to Robert for saying this. Being an NHL fan is a daily decision.
Yeah, it really is, and it's for a lot of reasons. One, because it's essentially supporting a bad business almost, not necessarily in terms of the money they make. They do make money,
yeah,
but it's like looking at an incompetent manager where you're just like, you're making money, but you could be making a lot more money. And then it's not only that, it's also the moral decision of, good Lord, this league cannot stop tripping over itself with so many of the different things it does. If it's not, Evander Kane getting suspended for something stupid, it's the Chicago Blackhawks cover up, to the women's tournament, which we'll get into in a second.
We'll get to that here in just a sec. Yeah.
Like, it's they just can't stop. And it's not just the National Hockey League. We talked about this all the times. We could talk about this every podcast. It's the culture of hockey in general. It stems all the way down to the fans.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a huge collective issue that we have in hockey that
it needs to change,
to be fixed. Yeah. But it starts with the league.
It starts at the top.
Ultimately, it starts at the top. That's how you fix things. It takes a while. It's never going to be perfect, but it starts at the top, and the top is nowhere near as good as it needs to be.
Right. And all they do is follow in, more or less the NBA, but like they're just a follower of the other three leagues.
Which is crazy, because it's like, all you have to do is just look at what the NBA is. How is this league trying to follow what the NBA is doing? And they're nothing like it, because the NBA, everybody likes and respects Adam Silver as a commissioner. The business model is unbelievable. They're expanding at an exponential rate, making so much money. I mean, just look at this. Look at summer of 2016 when they expanded the cap. It exploded, and free agency has never been the same ever since Kevin Durant went to the Warriors. Like, it's unbelievable how the NBA has done it, and it keeps
Kawhi
getting
to
better
Toronto
and
was
better.
huge.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And then the NHL is just.
It's just
I don't even know how to describe it.
We're gonna shrink our cap. We're not gonna spend as much money, and
we're gonna expand the cap. And by $1 million, you can enjoy that extra fourth line forward.
We shouldn't even be blaming Gary for half of this, because he's just the puppet.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. And we've said that on multiple shows as well. It's like, it's not even Gary's fault. Like, some of it might be Gary's fault.
He's certainly not helping it.
No,
I can tell you that. He's certainly not doing a great job. He's not helping it. He's not
part
of the solution.
Not.
We can acknowledge that. But no, I mean, it's a whole shit show.
Yeah. It's I'm gonna name you want me to name drop the pod?
Do it.
It's a protocol panic.
Okay. It works.
You like that?
It's always nice when, like, halfway through the podcast we're able to just, like, give each other that look of, like, this is what the name of it's going to be, and then we don't have to stress about it after. So I really appreciate that after this is done, I can just go upstairs and go to sleep knowing damn well that we already have a title, and I don't have to worry about helping you figure out what it is. But yeah, no, it seriously is. I mean, like, it's. We've talked about it so much, how much of a disaster this league and sport is. I've run out of ways to describe it.
I had to say this for just me over the last week. Just got to ride the wave.
Yeah.
That's what we gotta do.
It's kind of what we always do as hockey fans, is it not?
Kind of, more or less. Just wish we had an actual, like, regular schedule anymore.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be kind of nice. But speaking of scheduling, because of all these postponements, it's official. The NHL players are no longer going to Beijing, which is really upsetting. That was part of Marchand's rant. That was part of Connor McDavid's upset, because of course he is. Everybody's upset. They named a couple of really questionable guys for coach and general manager now that NHL players aren't coming to the U.S. team.
I didn't see. Who do they name?
David Quinn is head coach.
Okay.
And John Van Beesbrook is GM. The guy that called Trevor Daley the N-word and never fully apologized.
When did that happen?
When he was in juniors. When he was with the Sioux.
Why don't I remember that? That's crazy.
That story was just cropping up in the Discord like all throughout the day.
Huh. You know me. I haven't checked my Discord.
You don't check that Discord.
I'm sure my Discord has got to be grossly blown up right now. I'm scared to open it. Between the Survivor things I'm in and the SDPN chat and personal, I'm genuinely terrified to look at it.
You go in there like once a month and you're just like, okay, I'm done.
I'm just like, why do I do this to myself? Why can't I just check it once? Why can't I just check it like it's my email? Like, but
I don't even check my email like that.
I check my email religiously, but yeah,
I should start checking my email more. But yeah, it's really sad.
I'm not totally surprised.
I'm not surprised,
by
but
David Quinn.
I'm very disappointed that the NHL players aren't going. Because
I'm certainly disappointed that they're not going. I understand why.
Well, because
I don't have a problem with that decision.
Think about Marchand's rant again, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know why I'm because Marchand put it all in one thing, right?
He put it all together. I mean, this is ultimately kind of the view of all the players, essentially.
Yeah. He is 33 years old.
Yes.
By the next time the Olympics should be coming around,
he'll be 37.
We don't know if he's going to be playing at this same elite level at 37 years old.
Exactly. I mean, I'm sure he's still going to be in the National Hockey League because he's unbelievable talent.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, because he's Canadian, so I mean, what are the chances that this dude's going to be on freaking Team Canada by then? Because even if he's still a productive player, even if he's still a Joe Pavelski type player in terms of production,
yes,
that's still not good enough to make Team Canada. Are you kidding me?
Right. Maybe
with how disgusting they're going to be.
Yeah, maybe with as like a bench spot for an injury, but other than that,
yeah, maybe
not
you're
even
not
that.
really going to be. You'll be traveling with the team. That's it. Like that sucks for him. I mean, it really does. I know a lot of people are very hot and cold on Brad Marchand. You either love him or you hate him.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you feel, just take that personally out of it. This sucks for all the players who are missing out. And I don't even think about just the guys for the United States or Canada or Sweden, Finland, Russia. I think about the guys who are representing their smaller countries who get
Germany,
Switzerland,
Denmark.
Latvia, Denmark. Those are like the main countries that I think of that it's really like they're growing. They're growing so much. I mean, you look at like a Denmark and you see Oliver Bjorkstrand and Freddie Anderson.
I'm so sad he's
and Lars
on the
Eller.
protocols. I'm like, no, that's my guy.
It's really sad.
God.
But you see them like you see them kind of rising, and you're like, this is nice. This is really cool.
You see the growth of the game that they're trying to implement. But
yeah,
the NHL
and the Olympics, that's a perfect stage for them. That's a perfect stage for Switzerland or a Denmark or one of them. You know, and it sucks that they don't get that opportunity and also just, I mean, you know who I really feel bad for after the tough year he's had? I feel bad that Elvis isn't going to get the chance to represent Latvia because, you know, he's the main guy for them.
Yeah.
So, and
there's one other player. There's one other player that I just feel super bad for, like the worst for.
Who?
Stamkos.
Yeah.
This could have been his last shot because they didn't go in 18. He couldn't go in 14.
Yeah. That's true.
And
I even think about like, I know I don't think they were in it in this year, but just for futures for the Olympics, like if you're talking about the growth of the game, like remember 2014 how cool it was. They weren't really doing much, but still just the fact that Slovenia was there because of Anze
yeah,
that
exactly.
was a cool experience. It's the perfect way to grow the game, like we said. And it's incredibly unfortunate that by the next time the Olympics roll around, it'll have been what, 12 years since we'll have seen Olympic hockey
With NHL players in it.
with NHL players. Yeah.
That's crazy to think. Like it'll have been over a decade without NHL players.
There's not going to be many players from 2014 who participated in the Olympics who are going to be participating in the next Olympics.
Maybe just like a handful. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe a couple kids from who were really young on the United States. I'd have to look at the roster who's probably still going to be at an elite level by 2026, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It sucks. And I feel bad for these guys.
It's such a bummer. It's just, but they're going to take that break now and shove as many postponed games in as they can.
Yeah.
And
I get that.
How is that going to work? Are we going to be seeing more 3 games in 4 nights craziness like through those 3 weeks and then have to stretch
Jake,
April out?
This is the National Hockey League. Remember how they schedule games. We're absolutely going to be seeing 3 games, 4 nights from the National Hockey League. And then you're not going to have a game for 5 days because
scheduling is perfect.
NHL. Yes.
And then they're going to probably stretch out April
get ready for 2 games to be available to watch on Tuesday, and then there's 13 the next day.
Right. Playoffs aren't going to start until like right at the beginning of May.
Yeah.
It's nuts, dude. Oh yeah.
I mean, it's crazy how much COVID has screwed everything up. It's been so long since everything's been normal.
How
remember those days?
Yeah. No, I don't. Honestly, I don't anymore.
Hey, do you know what we can hang our heads on? The last time there was a normal Stanley Cup playoff, like normal, no COVID.
Mm-hmm.
We beat the Lightning.
Yeah.
Hang my head on that.
All
right, Jay, are you ready? You're going to sweep the Tampa Bay Lightning, and then everything's going to get
go crazy.
It all goes downhill from here.
They're still going to play the Winter Classic, which is crazy. Dare I say wild, because Minnesota's hosting it. Yes, I went there. See, this is your department, and
give me a second to breathe. I was having this discussion with my buddies the other day, because we were doing another podcast that we do for fun, which is, I think I told you about this one, is the bracket one where we do like random discussions.
Yes.
So we were best things about like the holiday season. So like it included everything like Christmas lights, Christmas cookies, but then other things like, like college football bowl games are in there. And then the Winter Classic was in there.
Yep.
And all of us were hockey fans, and we were all just like, you know what, man, like, God, the Winter Classic just doesn't have the same luster to it that it did back then. And I think it's mainly because the Stadium Series took so much of the excitement around it away.
I think maybe that's definitely a part of it, because they're seeing, okay, the Winter Classic's still the Winter Classic for a reason, right? Ring in the new year, have a huge outdoor game, let a classic market like Buffalo, Minnesota, a market that fits hockey, host it and make things work. That's why I think the Winter Classic is fit with a more traditional market, which is nice. But then the Stadium Series is for bringing the other markets in. So like, I think Columbus would fit a Stadium Series.
I think they would.
We're going for that outdoor.
But they don't. But they don't go with it. They don't actually do it. That's the purpose it's supposed to serve. But then they don't go through with it.
because they recycle the same four for literally any
Exactly.
outdoor game.
And I also think the other reason that the Winter Classic doesn't have the same luster is think about the matchups they had at the beginning. Like the first time they did it, they were like, okay, Buffalo and Pittsburgh was pretty cool because it was the first ever one. So you didn't care
Yeah.
about the matchup. It's in Ralph Wilson Stadium. It was Ralph Wilson at the time. And,
Mhm.
you get to see Sidney Crosby outdoors. It was really cool. And then the next year, Blackhawks Red Wings when they were both in the West and they were both
Right.
battling it out. And then Flyers Bruins. And then Penguins Capitals at Heinz Field, which was so cool. And then Flyers Rangers. They had so many good matchups. And as they went through, they
Leafs
couldn't
Wings
recycle
was
the same.
gigantic.
Yeah, Leafs Wings. That's right. That was because that was in the big house, and you got oh my god, the pads in that game. Like we were just talking about a second. Jimmy Howard's pads in that game. Just chef's kiss, especially those jerseys. Both
those
jerseys
were
but,
so beautiful.
And then like after that, it just tapered off because the matchups weren't as good.
Because they're recycling teams.
It didn't have the same feeling to it,
No, it didn't. But they're still going to play. It's Minnesota, St. Louis. Minnesota is weirdly the only team that hasn't truly been hit with anything yet with Omicron.
Yeah.
They have nothing so far.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
It's like, huh?
There's bound to be one team that had that was a weird outlier for COVID.
Yeah.
Guess it happens to be the Wild. I mean, hey, they're having a good year, man.
Oh yeah, they're having a great year.
Avoiding COVID and winning hockey games.
Yeah, let's talk some juniors because the juniors are still going on.
Yes, Kent Johnson's very good.
Kent is very, very good. Stanislav Svozil is also very good.
Is also very good.
Yes. Who else is in there? Rysavy, and there's one more that I can't remember off the top of my head because I looked him up earlier and I just can't remember. I'm sorry. It's like what? A Canadian and a Czech, and then like two, from one of the other lesser countries.
I have no idea.
I think it might be like, I don't know, it might be 3 Czechs for all I remember, but but the kids are all right.
Oh, look. The rest of that draft class could suck. It really could. I wouldn't care. I mean, it would be nice to see Svozil and, the others be good. If Kent Johnson is exactly as advertised, I'm not going to care. This dude's unbelievable.
I mean, we've already seen it with Cole.
Yeah.
Right?
We're seeing it work right now with Cole. I mean, if it works, let me tell you, man, we're in the next, if they stay long term,
Cole, Corson,
you're going to have
Kent,
Cole.
It's like
you're going to have Cole Sillinger and Kent Johnson down the middle of your ice for the next 15 years.
Oh my God, just imagine.
That's a pretty good thing. Also, the last time we decided to take a player from the University of Michigan in the first round, I'd say it worked out pretty well.
So, I think it did too. Yeah.
I feel very good about Kent Johnson. Mainly because he's disgusting.
Mainly because he's disgusting. And I mean, again,
because Michigan hockey's comically good. Oh my God, they're unbelievable.
Owen fucking Power.
He's ungodly.
Oh, that hat trick.
Yeah.
What the hell was that? Wow. And then I was seeing like what they were doing with the line charts. Okay, I haven't seen much of Team USA because their game today got forfeited due to COVID protocols within their goalie ranks. It's like 2 goalies had it and they're both isolating. Hopefully it doesn't get any worse than that.
Yeah, which really sucks. Should have called me up.
They had to forfeit the game. Ugh. Yeah. But I mean, I haven't paid as much attention to USA as I guess I should because those 2 Canada games have been going on, and it's the Kent Johnson show and the Owen Power hour. Like,
Yeah, I don't know about you. Like, I obviously like want the USA to win, like if it's
Yeah,
like Olympics or anything like that. But as far as World Juniors are concerned, I'm not so much, you know, you go USA. Like, I don't really care.
right. You
All
just want to
all I
see
care
good.
about is
Yeah.
watching the prospect. I remember, I think it was like 2014. I was watching Denmark play Canada, and
Mhm.
Denmark got killed. But I watched the entirety of that game as Denmark, I think, gave up like 9 or 10 goals because
Whew.
Canada's unbelievable. And the only reason I watched this because I was like, this Oliver Bjorkstein kid's kind of fun.
Yeah, right.
It's like, I don't care what the product's like. I don't care what happens in the tournament. I just want to see players who are drafted by the Columbus Blue Jackets look good. And right now,
Kent's looking
they
damn
they look
good.
unreal.
And Disposal's looking damn good. I do think it's interesting how the Czech Republic is, going back to Czechia for like all the marketing reasons
Yeah,
and all the like actual
I was surprised by
international
that
like
too.
reasons.
I saw that the other day on Twitter.
And yet they're still going, like they're still allowing people to call them Czechs, which I mean that makes sense because I overheard something where like um Jeff O'Neill said Czechians and it sounded weird.
Yeah, I don't know. This just hits the ear wrong.
Yeah, just keep calling them Czechs. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kent looks good. Owen Power looks phenomenal. Like, oh my God, Buffalo, you did get yourselves a good one. um, who
Now
else?
they get,
Oh yeah,
hey, look, exciting news for the Buffalo Sabres next year. They can finally give Rasmus Dahlin his responsible second pair of minutes that he should be getting instead of first.
Ugh.
He might be responsible. Owen Power might save the Buffalo Sabres not only by being great himself,
Mhm.
but preventing the Sabres from risk aligning Rasmus Dahlin.
Yeah. But then they're gonna Rasmus Ristolainen, Owen Power,
I don't know if Owen Power is Ristolainable.
and he's just got the power, doesn't he? Dude, there's so many.
Dog, you were taking my job. You were taking my job. Stop it now.
I'm
Stop.
taking your job.
Stop.
Well, you know what? There's only one thing I care about right now, and that's me.
Where'd you get that shirt?
I got it for Christmas.
Nice.
On the back, it says, I want to go fast.
Love it.
I love it. It's so good. Okay. Last thing on Team Canada before I go on this mini rant. The whole thing with, okay, Shane Wright looks fucking unreal.
Mm-hmm. Connor Bedard.
Okay, that's what I wanted to get to. They fucking, what they did for the first game, Connor Bedard on your fourth line as like your 13th forward for like Gunther or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then just as the game went along, here's Gunther, here's Bedard, and then it was just like boom.
You know how hard that is to do? Dylan Gunther's a good player.
It was just like
it's just
Bedard
stupid.
just completely hopped him, skipped him, and jumped him up the lineup until he was on the first line with Kent and Shane Wright.
Yeah. Good Lord.
And they started Bedard on the fourth line again tonight. Like, what?
Gotta earn your ice, kid.
I think he already earned it.
Yeah. God, he's gonna be gross.
He's gonna be so good. Him and Mishkov are good.
Teams are already trying to figure out a way to start tanking.
To tank for 2023.
Yes. The Coyotes are looking at their roster right now. They're just like, Shane Wright's not going to be enough.
No, it's not. Oh, he is not. Oh my God. One little mini rant. Scott Mayfield tweeted something about this. So the guys were able to play.
Yeah.
And the women just can't.
It just got canceled. Like, what the hell is that?
Like, you're just gonna tell them they can't?
It's so ridiculous.
Like, what the hell? Like, the IIHF. I don't want to compare the IIHF to the NHL in one way or another, because I mean, it's like,
but it's hard not to, because it goes we literally just talked about, like, what, 20 minutes ago on this podcast, which is just the incompetence of hockey as a whole.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
You want to grow the game, but you don't want to grow the women's game.
It's ridiculous. And they do this every time.
They do it
every
all
time.
The time. It's the worst.
Without fail.
And they have phenomenal players.
Yes. It's ridiculous. I'm getting really sick and tired of this sport in general not supporting its women.
I want to see Sarah Nurse. I want to see Marie-Philippe Plant.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see these women go out there and be badasses.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what they are.
Yeah.
I don't care what sport you play. If you're a professional athlete, you're a badass.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. And it's like, I mean, you look at like the Premier Hockey Federation and just like how it's like growing. Like, and it's really cool. Also, got this for Christmas.
There you go. Some buttes. I like it.
Yeah. Big ups to my sister for that.
Mm-hmm.
For real. It's comfy as hell. But for real, like you see the growth of women's hockey is awesome. Like, people are watching it and they're realizing, like, this is really, really good. This is really fun. This is awesome.
It's a fun product to watch.
It is.
It's amazing.
And this goes into just hockey in general, just not being able to prevent itself from tripping over its own damn feet. If you are a woman who likes hockey, what's the feeling today? Knowing that this sport doesn't care about you.
Let's ask.
It's ridiculous.
Let's ask Lindsay. Let's ask Danny. Let's ask Emily. We have so many friends who are women on. Let's ask Ellie. Let's ask Jess. How many women do you think we could just poll and ask?
I could pull so many that, like, I talk to on a daily basis who are huge hockey fans. My friend Kaylee, my friend Mel. Like, I've got so many that are all like huge into hockey.
I've got fraternity brothers I could ask. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, it starts at the top, right?
It starts at the top, and look, it's not.
I hate to belabor the point, but like,
we have to hammer home this point, because everybody has to hammer home this point until something changes, and it's not just the women. It's anybody who's a minority. Like we talked about this before. Like, if you're black, really, does hockey care about you? They show time and time again they don't. The only reason we're talking about the women today is just because this is the latest edition.
Yeah, the Akeem stuff is still not fixed.
Yeah,
if we want to go into the people of color stuff, the Akeem stuff still not fixed.
When
that's just the start. That's just the start. Like, Akeem Alou is the prime example we come back to, because it's the most recent one.
Mm-hmm. It's just ridiculous. It gets so frustrating. It really does. Because not only is it frustrating,
there's so many that I could think about, because there's like Boko Mama
and not only is it frustrating in the sense of like just watching, like sitting back and just being like what the hell are you doing? Like, this is stupid. But like also from the sense of this garbage is preventing you from growing this game that we all love.
You promote hockey is for everyone.
We all know that's just a bullshit slogan that they try to promote to make it look like they're making change when they're not.
Exactly. You promote this. You need to show this.
Yeah.
You need to act on it.
fans like you and me can say hockey is for everyone because we feel that way.
We believe that. Yes.
We do believe it. We do believe that hockey should be for everyone. We want hockey to be for everyone because we love hockey. We want everybody to enjoy it because it's so awesome.
Exactly.
But the league, for some reason, doesn't grasp the elements that go into it. They feel that words are equivalent to action when it's not.
It's the biggest boys. How many times have we said boys club?
It's the biggest boys club in sports. It's not even close. You don't see this kind of boys club shit happening in the NFL, in the NBA, in Major League Baseball. None of those are perfect. They're not. But they don't have nearly as big of a problem as this league does.
And then when we see small instances like the first woman that got drafted into the OHL, like when we see the Luke Prokop story, when we see, something, name maybe the Alou story. That's more something negative, I guess, but like, come on.
I mean, just go back. I mean, it's not hard. Go back to the draft. Yeah, tell me this league cares about women. The Montreal Canadiens, 31st overall pick. And then the next pick was Stan Bowman standing
walking out there with 8 women.
Yeah. Tell me this league cares about women.
I can't.
You can't.
I'm looking at you with a straight face, and I can't.
Yeah. A lot of the fans do.
Yeah.
A lot of good people in hockey do. It's just that the most important people in it don't. And that's a problem. It's a major problem.
It's a huge problem.
And it's something that's needed to be fixed for a long time. And it's not going to go away until we force it to happen.
No, it's not.
So until then, we're going to have to talk about it every time. Every podcast out there has to talk about it.
Every podcast. I don't care if you're small like us. I don't care if you're big like the SDP, like there are other shows. We've all got to talk about it, and we've all got to bring a voice to it until something happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something fun.
Yeah.
Something fun. There was an interview with Wayne Gretzky over the past week and a half, because again, we didn't do a show Saturday because of Christmas. We didn't do a show Tuesday because you were just busy.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, let's just go ahead and get this schedule thing out of the way real quick. We're going to do one more week this week of just one show. And then once the new year comes in on January 4th, we're going to go back to 2 shows a week.
Yeah.
Because we'll be all squared away with that.
Yeah. Once games start back up.
Yes. Okay. Gretzky comes out in an interview talking about Alex Ovechkin. And, the record.
He says he's good.
He says.
I think he's right.
He says, Ovi will pass me.
I love it.
Is that not the biggest vote of confidence in the world?
No. Do you know what I love about Wayne Gretzky? Is he's the most down-to-earth dude ever.
Mm-hmm.
His records are stupid.
His records are stupid, and yet he's the most humble person in the world.
Far ahead of everybody else. And I remember when Gordie Howe tragically, died.
When he passed away.
It was so sad.
Just after he died, not long after he died, I ended up getting his book.
Yeah, and it was so sad. I remember just reading articles and watching videos and stuff like that, and I forget who it was. Someone had him on to talk about the death of Gordie Howe and his relationship with him. And just at some point in there, he was just talking about him. He's like, yeah, he was the greatest hockey player to ever play. And I'm just like, Wayne, you don't have to say that, man. Like he's a great hockey player. We all know it, but you don't have to
He's one of the all-time greats for a reason, but you don't have to step yourself aside for that.
Exactly. And that's just who he is, though, which I love about him. But I agree with Wayne.
He has no ego, which is the greatest thing, right?
And I love him on NHL on TNT. He's been awesome.
I wish I could watch any of that. I don't have cable, so it's
Ray
just like
Ray of Sunshine, I'll tell you.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Just never a dull moment with him. But no, I agree with him, man. I've been saying this for a while now. I'll say it again. Ovi's absolutely going to break the record, and I'm excited for when it's going to happen.
Me too. I want to see I want to see a hat trick for 895, and then remember when he did that to get 50 goals?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see him do that for the big record, and then just
that'd be the
walk
coolest
out
thing ever.
Walk out, game 82, signed autographs.
Yeah. Set the goal record. Everybody throws their hat on the ice. He signs all the hats.
He just goes to the locker room and just yeah.
That'd be sick.
Oh man, Russian machine never breaks. Literally, the only thing that ages about him is his hair. It's the craziest thing.
And that thing's been long gone for a while.
The Coyotes paid all their bills. Hooray!
Such a hilarious topic. I saw this in the text earlier, and I fell out because it was just like, we're really going to talk about the team paying their bills.
I mean, but it was such a huge story. Katie String was all over this.
Stunner, Katie String, all over it. One of the best in the biz.
All over huge Coyotes news, because I mean, she was the one that broke the original thing with Maruello and his PAC meetings, or whatever the fuck that was.
She's unbelievable.
She tagged along with Rick on the Blackhawks stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which
do you think there's like you have, if you're part of the Arizona Coyotes organization working with them, I don't care what position it is,
right?
You think they just start like immediately sweating and get uncontrollable gas anytime they check their phone and they see Katie String calling? There's like a shit. What now?
Hi, Katie.
Ugh. Katie, what the hell do you want this time? She's like, "Are you guys not paying your bills?"
It's like
what the fuck?
It's like a mother nagging. Like, I want to see her.
You pay your bills.
I want to see her call Alex Maruello like that. Just some reporter
like,
calling
I've
a billionaire.
Some strange shit. I don't think I've ever covered a billionaire owner not paying his bills
and his taxes and his come on. So they're staying in Hilly River for I don't know how long now.
Until their leases, until they kick them out for not paying the bills at some point.
Right.
Or maybe they'll just kick him to the basement. They're sleeping on the couch tonight.
I had to do that for do that for just every time I have to do that for the holidays. It's the worst.
Yeah. No, I feel that. It's our punishment.
That's our punishment, yeah. Tuuka's coming back.
Yeah, I mean it's been probably the worst kept secret in hockey for the last couple of months. That Tuuka, he's not signing a contract. Oh, it's gonna be crazy when he pulls a Craig Smith. Or no, not Craig Smith. What did I say?
Craig Anderson.
Mike Fisher with the Predators when he signed like everything.
Retires and then signs back when so
he doesn't play the full season. He's like ready for playoffs and he's got some juice in him. Right, good for Boston. I mean, we knew this was going to happen, and I'm certainly excited to see him.
Well, it's weird because when I originally took this note for last week, they were like nowhere close to getting a contract done, and now it's just like, oh, he's a couple weeks away now.
Yeah,
it's crazy, but good on Tuuka. It's
I mean, I'm rooting for him, man. I've always had a soft spot for Tuuka Rask, man. I've always loved him.
Yeah,
It's just a genuine good dude. I feel for him. He gets a lot of shit in the Boston media.
It's a goalie thing.
The
too.
Boston media. Yeah, it's a goalie thing. Tim Thomas won a Stanley Cup. He hasn't won one yet, so Tim Thomas can do no wrong, and Tuuka Rask is the worst thing to happen to Boston, because that's how their media is.
Yeah,
I want him to win one bad, especially in Boston.
Yeah. Do you remember?
I mean,
do you remember just what was it like last year, or the year before, where like he called an audible when the game was tied and started going to the bench, and then he had a scary red bag?
Yeah, what the hell is up with that?
He was waiting for Cassidy to wave him over, and he wasn't getting anything, so he was just like, "All right,"
put straight over,
because he thought
that they were down a goal. It was tied at 2.
Yeah, it was funny. That's one of the funniest Tuuka things I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The only thing that would be the funniest would be for him to troll Leafs fans and sign a 1-day contract to retire as a Leaf.
That'd be the cruelest thing ever. Do you know what my favorite stat about Tuuka Rask is?
What?
He has the most playoff wins for any Toronto Maple Leafs goalie draft pick ever. It's just so cruel.
Fitting I had my hyena laugh there, just turn in the knife there for Emily and Christian, right?
Like, good Lord. It's such a sad stat.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Last thing, this broke, what was it, a few days ago, and all of CBJ Twitter was all over it because we had never heard of this.
Oh my God, yeah, what the hell was this? I saw this and I was like, okay. What are they talking about?
Yeah, okay. Context. There was an episode of Jeopardy over this past week, and I can't remember what day it was. It doesn't matter. I don't know. But like,
yeah.
So Rick Nash was an answer on Jeopardy. And the question had something to do with hockey nicknames.
Yeah, so it was like this player, like Rick Nash, like his nickname was known as the Grim Blank, and so the Reaper,
the Slim Reaper,
or the Slim Reaper,
the Slim Reaper.
Of course, I couldn't even fucking remember it. Why? Because it's not a nickname that exists. I've never heard this. I've been a fan of this team. I've watched this dude play so many times when he was in Columbus. But this is like 2010. I've never heard anybody refer to him as the Slim Reaper.
To explain this, Rick Nash goes on an interview about it. And I'm just laughing. I can't even explain it. So it was a thing with the Rangers, and it was only like 2 guys, including guys like, I think it was like maybe up to 4 guys, but it was like guys like Kevin Kline and Yandel.
Oh, Kevin Kline. I forgot he was a Ranger. Oh my God, that's a name I have not heard in forever.
It was guys like Clyde and Jans, like giving him this nickname for whatever fucking reason.
I believe it with Jans,
but it was like, but it's like, the dude is jacked. He's not slim.
Yeah.
I can't remember why they called him Slim Reaper for whatever reason.
That makes no sense.
I can't remember what the actual story was. All I remember was that Kevin Kline was a part of this posse that gave him this nickname.
If you're gonna give it to, like, if you're thinking about like Slim Kid, like for Slim Reaper, you know who should get it? Casey Middlestat.
Yeah.
Can't even do a pull-up. Like, I'm just I watched that kid and I'm just like, damn, he's just like me for real.
Yeah, pretty much.
Except that, he's not out of shape and he's actually good at hockey, but
because we always just called him Nasher, right? That's
why
Nasher has his name.
Yeah, that's
for YouTube. That's literally why he's got his YouTube name.
I've never heard anybody like refer to him as anything other than Nash or Nasher. That's it. Like,
or Rick or Ricky, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Nope. That's
The Slim Reaper, really, Kevin?
I remember it because I saw that and I was like, oh, I got to click on this because I saw Jeopardy and then I saw Rick Nash. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. They're like Slim Reaper. And I was like, the fuck?
What? Yeah, I know the artillery guys were
what
like,
are they talking about?
Yeah, like Kyle and Jordan and all of them were just like,
Yeah.
What?
Like, yeah, I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah, exactly. And the funniest part to me, they provided a picture with either the article or the Jeopardy question.
There was with it, yeah.
And it was Rick with Boston. Like, all the pictures that you could have chose, you chose one with him with Boston.
Yeah, man. When I think back on his career and everything he did in it, I can't help but just come back to his days in Boston.
No, Boston Bruins legend Rick Nash.
Yeah.
Didn't him and Riley play together for a year?
I can't believe that the Bruins aren't retiring his number.
I know. Beats me.
Yeah. I'll never be able to figure that one out.
I'm genuinely curious though now if him and Riley actually played together for a year.
I believe they did.
Did they?
Because that was the 2017. That was when they lost to the Lightning in the second round. And I remember that solely because there's a hilarious moment in that series where Tuuka Rask got absurdly mad at the refs because they didn't blow a whistle dead when he lost a skate blade and the Lightning scored.
Poor Tuuka.
Man can't catch a break.
No, he can't.
Makes me sad. I want to see him win a cup.
I do. I want to see Patrice win a cup.
I mean, we've already seen him win one.
I mean, I want to see him do it again. You want to see me run to that mountain back? And SpongeBob reference to end the show.
I made a joke during the baseball playoffs similar to that one, where we were just sitting down, and I wanted to see if I could get my friends by just saying something that, like, when you first hear it, you wouldn't think anything of it, but when you think about it, you'd be like, wait, what is he talking about? So we're just sitting, we're watching Giants Dodgers. Yeah. And I'm just like, man, it would be cool to see Buster Posey win a World Series. And they were all just like, yeah. And then like a minute later, they were like, wait, what? Like he won 3.
Yeah. Do you want to see me run to that mountain back?
Want to see me do it again? I was literally binging SpongeBob earlier today. Such a great show. Thank God for Paramount Plus. That thing's saving my life. Every time I'm bored and I don't know what to do, I'm like, Paramount Plus.
Yeah, YouTube's saving my life, dude.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I will say, just to end, I love this shirt for Christmas. I got a couple of Blue Jackets jerseys. I got a new personalized one. I got a Bjorky one with an A on it. Yeah. I wanted my personal one to get to have an A on it, but I guess my mom just forgot. Whatever.
Pain.
I got a new CBJ calendar. I got a bunch of shirts. You know,
yeah.
I got some gear, and yet this hat from Emily is still my favorite.
I mean, yeah, it's detailed, excellent. So. I mean, I'm glad it does, because I had no clue what it was. But then I saw a hat, and I was like, damn. Now I know.
I got the crab people hat sitting over there, the other end of my table.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll be back Tuesday. Go back to 2 shows a week, and hopefully the league gets their shit together by then.
Yeah, hopefully.
Alrighty, folks. See ya.
Jake Jackets, a podcast for fifth liners and all puckheads around. Follow the guys on Twitter at Snake Garinger, GARRINGER, and at by J Ashdown. And subscribe on YouTube or wherever you listen. March on.